So this is entitled Disney to Fire All SJW Staff. Brie Larson downgraded. Is this Christmas? The site he's using to source this is a site he uses all the time. I think it's called like Cosmic Book News or something. Hold on.
Funny about the tools of
Cosmic Book News. Yeah, here we go.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
That F me face. Look at that face. Yeah. So anyway, here's, this is the site that Jeremy will often quote, and here's the article. Let's just go over it briefly so we know what he's talking about. He'll probably reference it, but I want the full context. With Star Wars failing at Disney, and with the... It's not failing that hard. Like, don't get me wrong, I totes get it. Like, I think the J.J. Abrams trilogy was real weak. The Last Jedi was the best movie out of those, in my opinion. I really liked The Last Jedi. I thought The Force Awakens was fine, and then The Rise of Skywalker was awful. And it kind of showed that they, like, didn't really have an idea where the thing was going, and I agree that it's bad. But it still made a lot of money, and Disney's still making a lot of money on Star Wars merch. They have a Star Wars land. How many Larson videos are at a total now? I don't know, probably 60, I don't know. Surrounded by the coronavirus causing the company to lose billions, it's claimed that Disney will be changing its approach to various franchises, including Star Wars and Marvel. It's no secret that Disney has been promoting a woke agenda in its movies more and more. Not really. I mean, they just have movies with more representation. Like, there's, like, female superheroes now, which is great. And there's, like, Black Panther, which is a mostly black cast, which is really cool. Like, that's it. That's not woke. That's just recognizing that your audience is made up of more than straight, cis, white men. That's just good business. It's no secret that... Oh, we already read that. Sorry. Star Wars is a complete disaster at Disney. Have you seen The Mandalorian? It's pretty good. As has been on the decline, proven by Disney investor reports since the release of Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy's Star Wars The Last Jedi, which caused fans to bail on Star Wars in droves. Which I find hilarious, because that's like a good movie. Last Jedi is one of my favorite Star Wars movies, so I don't get that. I think a lot of fanboys didn't like it, because it was like, the themes of the movie were like, fuck your fandom. Fuck your obsession with the past and, like, the ideas of what Star Wars should be. And I like that. But, you know, that's just me, I guess. Regarding Marvel, on the movie side of things, there have been problems with Brie Larson. Not really. And we can argue that even though Captain Marvel was a success, similar to The Last Jedi, it was another woke approach which failed, as the writing and directing team are not back for the sequel. And perhaps the biggest proof Captain Marvel was a failure. It's the 23rd highest grossing movie of all time. It made over $1 billion. Was that Kevin Feige apparently downgraded Brie Larson at Marvel and is now promoting Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch, and Olsen are liked by the fans as a whole lot more than... You have no evidence of that. Oh boy, let me see what his source on this is. Scarlet Witch, blah blah blah, switches gears from his earlier statement. No, hey, idiot. Idiot. When they're saying that Scarlet Witch is the most powerful, they're talking about her reality warping capabilities that they're going to go into in, which they're going to go into in, WandaVision, which is the Disney Plus show. When they say Brie Larson's Captain Marvel was the strongest, it's because she's physically the most strong, like Superman. They mean different things. And by the way, idiot, the power level of certain characters in the MCU has nothing to do with the actors or actresses. It's not like they're like, wait a minute, this character is the most powerful. We better start paying them more. Like, this argument would make it be like, oh, Mark Ruffalo should be the highest paid person in the MCU. He's the Hulk. The Hulk is really strong. That's not how anything works, you friggin' psychos. What are you talking about? Robert89, thank you for following, and Grey Warrior 22, thank you for following. So as the woke agenda hasn't been a success at Disney, yeah, because Captain 23rd highest grossing movie of all time, $1 billion Marvel, and black cultural phenomenon Panther, those were such a failure. It's claimed that Disney is going to purge all the SJWs and cater to the fans. I can't believe people read this absolute ridiculous neckbeard fan fiction and think like, yeah, this sounds legit. Can't you just see, like, professional CEOs and board members at Disney screeching like internet incels, like, we need to get these SJWs out of Disney! That's not how adults talk, guys. Do people forget how much merch makes a lot of money? I know. The info comes from future ruler of the earth, Doomcock. Yeah, that's right, people. The only source for this article is a YouTuber named Doomcock. You can't make this up. From the Overlord YouTube channel, who has been providing information about Star Wars will get fixed and previously revealed information about problems with Brie Larson and Captain Marvel. None of the information, I looked at this guy's YouTube channel a while ago, just because I was curious what other stuff he did. Nothing that he's said has been proven to be true. He just makes weird speculatory bullshit articles or videos, and then people like Cosmic Book News pick it up and act as though he's like a reliable source, even though he's never been proven to be right about anything. Like, look at these videos. One of his is Star Wars leak CGI to replace Mark Hamill? No, that's not gonna happen. Star Wars leak. Is Lucas about to return? Imagine being such a weirdo that you think George Lucas returning to make a Star Wars movie sounds like a good idea to you. This person and this video is, Lucas cut of Rise of Skywalker revealed? Why would George Lucas have a cut of a movie he had nothing to do with the making of? Like, it's just straight up, like, incel, angry at Kathleen Kennedy fan fiction. It's absolutely bonkers. They say that another video claims that they're going to completely erase the last 3 Star Wars movies from canon, which is stupid and not going to happen. Like, he just puts out ridiculous video after ridiculous video. And people like The Quartering, because he knows his audience, and people like Cosmic Book News, because they know their readers, are angry, cis white dudes who want to go back to a time when they were the only people represented in media, write these fan fiction articles and videos about, oh, don't worry, it's going to go back to how things were, guys. Please, just look at my site and click on the ads, please. Cotton Candy 903 with 10 bits. They seem to forget that George Lucas was the reason the prequels they hate so much are the way they are. Yeah, very ridiculous. Hollywood is indeed a woke wasteland, and now out of that wasteland a new hope has suddenly appeared, explains Doomcock. The YouTuber does note the information does sound too good to be true, but the info comes from a high-level source. This guy Doomcock, I've watched some of his videos. He will consistently claim he has some high-level source in at Disney that tells him this information, despite nothing he's ever claimed ever coming to fruition. I'm assuming it's just someone who's trolling him, and is just like, I work at Disney. Wink, wink. Here are things that are gonna happen. The prequels are better than the sequels? You're wrong. No. Seriously, though, taste is subjective. If you like the prequels, that's fine. But I would watch the sequel trilogy 3 times in a row before I'd watch the prequel trilogy once. I hate the prequels. They're awful. According to a source that has been reliable in the past, the shit is about to hit the fan at Disney, says Doomcock. I'm told that getting the SJWs out of Disney is now priority 1, mandated by the sudden realization that sometimes cliches are cliches for a reason, and a new understanding at the highest level that the get woke go broke is no longer just a slogan. No one at Disney follows The Quartering or knows get woke go broke. Yes, you heard me right. As incredible as it sounds, it does certainly sound incredible. I agree. My source boldly claims that Disney is now concerned with one thing, profitability. What do you mean now? You're right. Before, Disney was like, hey guys, we're Disney. So as you all know, we're a very ideologically pure company that's trying to work for the greater good. Doomcock continues. The proclamation is about to be sent from on high to every corner of the Enchanted Kingdom. The Magic Kingdom, you idiot. Disney is a for-profit business moving forward. What do you mean moving forward? What universe do these people live in? And from here on out, the customer comes first. I guess unless the customer is a woman. Then fuck 'em. The woke party is over because the mouse is awakened with a terrible hangover and it's a new day at Disney. Do I need to point out that over the period that they're calling, like, woke Disney, when Captain Marvel and, like, Black Panther and the Star Wars movies are coming out, are the years where Disney has posted the highest profits it's ever had? They're struggling right now because of COVID and because they haven't been able to release any movies in theaters. And because most of the profit for the Disney company comes out of their theme parks, which have really low attendance right now, and for most of the year had to be closed. It has nothing to do with what was going on at Disney prior to COVID. The fantasy world is nuts that these people live in. Bad-mouthing fans, no matter what they say or what side they are on, will no longer be tolerated. That's not a thing that's happened. That goes for everyone that works at Disney, including Brie Larson. Brie Larson didn't badmouth fans. Why do you people continually misrepresent what she said? What she said was literally, hey, it would be nice if there were more women and people of color in movie review circles, because right now it's mostly white men, so it would be nice to get some different perspectives. And the entire internet of incel weirdos went, no! Most movie reviewers should be white men! It's just the most ridiculous shit. Including the Lucasfilm Story Group and everyone, that includes Kathleen Kennedy, ever hired. Disney no longer tolerating woke agenda. Doomcock goes on to give examples of people at Disney attacking fans, including Rian Johnson, Kathleen Kennedy, Brie Larson, and Taika Waititi. Yes, Taika Waititi, who made one of the most successful Marvel movies of all time in Thor Ragnarok, is gonna get shit on. Sure. I've been told explicitly that even someone like Brie Larson will no longer be able to work at Disney if she takes shots at fans. She's never taken shots at fans. The slack attitude and tacit support implied by silence that embolden these woke wonders to hijack a corporate message and subvert corporate profits is no more. Subvert corporate profits? Captain Marvel is one of the most successful Marvel movies. What are you talking about? The Lucasfilm Story Group will no longer be empowered to humiliate Luke Skywalker to strike a blow against the patriarchy. I don't get people who didn't like how Luke was characterized in The Last Jedi. That made sense to me for that to be him. Luke Skywalker was always someone who teetered on the edge of, like, turning to the dark side or whatever. He was always someone who was iffy if he was going to continually to pursue the light. So when he saw darkness in Kylo, and he saw that he might become the next Darth Vader, I'd be shocked if Luke didn't have a moment of doubt where he wanted to just strike him down and be done with it. That's characterization. That's in line with Luke's character. No more will Nick Fury be humiliated by having a pet cat take out his eye. How is that woke? It's just a gag. It was funny. Like, what? And he's not a cat. He was literally an alien. Did you miss the entirety of the point of the bit? He's a flurkin. Get woke, go broke is a phrase that resonates with Disney now, and positive changes are on the way if the leak is true. These people are absolutely nuts. It goes on. You get it. Anyway, it's always interesting. So, this Doom guy on YouTube, his source is anonymous. Who knows who it is? Maybe it's Jeremy. It would be hilarious if Jeremy was a fake source that fed information to that Doom guy. I'm not saying this is true. It could be anyone. I'm just saying it's some made-up person. Says they work at Disney. They don't. Gives information to this Doom guy who shit posts on YouTube and makes a bunch of ridiculous videos. That gets picked up by Cosmic Book News. And then Jeremy picks it up and perpetuates it like it's a real story with actual verified sources. It's wild how this weird right-wing, like, media YouTube works, where some anonymous person will claim something to someone. That person will make a video, and then all the other, like, right-wing YouTube-y media people will pick up on it as if it's verified fact. Jeremy is making a 14-minute video about this thing that isn't even true. It's just wild.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I've got some good news for you. Many of you wanted a wholesome story or some good news. This is at least on the gooder news side of things. I've also talked to the game shop owner in Kenosha, and I'm going to have an update, a very positive Patty update for you probably right after this video, and so much more. So keep it locked here on The Quartering. Make sure you click that red subscribe button down below so you actually get notified when I upload, since YouTube is unreliable. Now, everybody has some passion for something probably that Disney or Marvel touches, whether that's superhero movies, whether it's Disneyland, Disney World, whether it's, you know, I don't know, some of the Disney films from your childhood. And you know what? You can get almost all of them at this video's sponsor, Display.
Oh,
huge
God.
shout out to this video. 30 cables in a huge. Yeah, and then yourself a and look, it's you get yours today. Woo-wee, that was a sweet transition. Look, it's a massive discount. They continue to support this channel. When you pick up your disc plates, you're supporting me nearly directly as well. So get a couple. You see these brand new Nintendo ones I got. I want to get a bunch more of those. I think they look awesome. But great news. Good news, everybody. Everybody, clap your hands. Everybody, clap your hands. Disney purging Star Wars, Marvel.
Wonder why he looks at this on the archive thing. Because he uses this source all the time. It's not like he's trying not to give them revenue, as far as I know. So, weird.
Woke agenda? There is no way this can be true. But let's all just take 8 minutes. Smash like.
So he's even aware that this is just like masturbatory right-wing fantasy, but he's gonna pretend anyway because it makes him feel better to think that things are gonna go back to the way they were in the 80s. That's sad.
Leave a comment. Let's pretend like this is actually happening. With Star Wars failing, I don't know. Star Wars is not doing as well as probably Disney wants. You got to remember, with these super huge corporations, it's not about making money.
Yes, it is. Jeremy, what are you talking about? It's literally their goal is to make money and raise their share price.
It's about making all the money.
Okay. All right. You're right there.
And fears surrounding lockdown, causing the company to lose billions. It is claimed that Disney will be changing its approach to various franchises, including Star Wars and Marvel. It's no secret that Disney is promoting a, quote, woke agenda in its movies more and more. I don't know necessarily if it's in the movie so much. If it is, it's not necessarily on the nose, or maybe it's in some of the films that I haven't seen. It's more so in their casting choices, I think, and the press that
By casting choices, he means hiring women and people of color, I guess. and what? What do you mean, Jeremy?
they do around it. Well, I guess there is The Last Jedi. I take it all back.
What?
Star Wars is a complete
How is
disaster.
The Last Jedi woke? I'm trying to think what happened in The Last Jedi that could be considered woke. I don't think anything in The Last Jedi happened that was, like, objectively woke. It's just a Star Wars movie made by Rian Johnson that's like, hey, you know this legacy of Star Wars and all the things you fanboys like? Stop holding on to it so much and look forward. That's not woke. That's just a theme you don't agree with.
Capitalism.
The woman was the hero. Oh my god, you're right. They literally think just because Rey is the protagonist. Oh, purple hair lady. Laura Dern. It's Star Wars. There are people with fish heads in Star Wars. Why wouldn't there be people with different colored hair? Jeremy.
I'd agree with that. At Disney, and it has been in decline, proven by investor reports.
It's because of COVID. That's because of COVID-19. Their theme parks, their biggest avenue of profit, are closed, or now that they've reopened, they're at low capacity and fewer people are going anyway. And secondly, they missed an entire summer movie season. Black Widow didn't release. Mulan didn't release. I'm sure there's other movies they were going to release that I'm not thinking of right now.
Since the release of Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy's Star Wars,
After the release of The Last Jedi, they made their biggest movie ever, which was Endgame, which was the biggest movie in terms of profit in the history of the world. So what are you talking about?
Last Jedi, which caused fans to bail on Star Wars in droves. Yeah, I mean, of course it did. Right? Of course! Now, most casual Star Wars fans didn't really have a huge problem with it, but the longtime fans did not care for it. Regarding Marvel, on the movie side, there have been problems with Brie Larson. And we can argue that even though Captain Marvel was a success, similar to The Last Jedi, it was another woke approach which failed, as the writing and directing teams are not back for the sequel. And perhaps the biggest proof Captain Marvel was a failure is that Kevin Feige has apparently downgraded Brie Larson at Marvel and is now promoting Elizabeth
Again, remember, the entire reason that article said that they're promoting Elizabeth Olsen over Captain Marvel is because of the claim that Scarlet Witch is the more powerful character. And bear in mind that this is from Kevin Feige, and part of his job is marketing. And guess what's coming out very soon? WandaVision. When he was saying Captain Marvel was the strongest, guess what was coming out?
Capitalism.
Captain Marvel and Endgame, where she's in. Pretty simple. And also, they're powerful in different ways. Captain Marvel is probably the strongest and most durable, but Scarlet Witch has reality warping powers. Most casual fans, quote, normal people and women liked Star Wars. Long-term fans, quote, white men didn't like it. Yeah, I'd pretty much agree with that. I don't get... The self-importance these people have is weird. Because even if what he was saying is true, and he's saying, like, people who buy, you know, Star Wars action figures from the 70s, mitten the package, didn't like The Last Jedi, but the general public did. Okay, Jeremy, Disney's marketing towards the general public, not you. Like, if you're a huge fanboy of Star Wars and you buy tons of Star Wars toys, that's awesome, that's cool, but you're never going to take up a bigger market share than a family going to see a movie because it's the big summer movie and then their kids wanting to go and buy lightsabers afterwards. Like, you're just not the target demographic. You're just not. And it's something I don't think these people are used to. Because, like, straight white dudes have been the target demographic for movies and TV shows for, like, all of American history, for the entirety of America's history in media. And now that there are things that aren't that, and don't get me wrong, the vast majority of it is still catered towards them. But now that there's stuff like, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, things that represent people who are different than themselves, they just can't wrap their head around it. They don't like it. So they can't understand how anyone else does. They're completely unable to have the self-awareness to recognize that there are different kinds of people out there who like different things than them and who want to see themselves represented in these big franchises just like they have been for decades. Does Jeremy think that his opinions are more valid in print? Yeah, I don't know. Stone Corbell with 20 bits. They should cast Brie Larson as the lead in the new Star Wars movie. Really make all their heads explode. That would be hilarious. Daddy Sume. There used to be the target demo when they were kids, but now that focus is still on the kids. They can't stand it. Yeah. It's like confusing to them. Because of course, in the 80s, in the 90s, if you're doing a big action franchise, you're targeting that towards little boys. Nowadays, they recognize that, hey, more than just little boys can be into, like, action, blockbuster, superhero, sci-fi, whatever movies. So, we're going to include characters that aren't just little white, that representative of what little white boys want to be, right? Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Now you have things like, if there's still Luke Skywalker, there's still Han Solo, there's Kylo Ren, there's Rey, there's Finn, there's the other guy whose name I always forget. He's the pilot. The point is, like, diversity exists because the market is diverse. It's pretty simple.
Hole said, not Brie! Not Brie. Please, not Brie. Brie, don't do this to me, Kevin Feige. Don't you do it to me. Seriously. I'm going to be very angry. Oh, it says Scarlet Witch and Olsen are liked by the fans a lot more than Brie Larson and Carol Danvers. That's true. Everyone loves Elizabeth Olsen.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I think he's wrong. I think he feels that way because he thinks Elizabeth Olsen stays in her lane or whatever, whereas Brie Larson is a pretty outspoken feminist who's like, hey, we should have all kinds of different people reviewing movies, not just like straight cis white dudes. So then they all read about it and they get mad, so they think that they need to punish her by not giving her money or something, which is fine. No one is obligated to see a movie. But again, like, you're in the minority here, Jeremy. Most of the general public doesn't care. They don't know about any comments Brie Larson has ever made, much less have an opinion on those comments. They just go see the Marvel movie, because the Marvel movies are the biggest movies in the world. I really, really hope Captain Marvel 2. And this is what I don't like about this. Because normally, like, I love the Marvel movies. I want them to be successful so they continue to make them. But at the end of the day, if eventually they're going to drop off in popularity. It's just going to happen. You know, it happens with every franchise. It happens with every genre. I expect it. It's fine. We've gotten 10 years of really fun movies out of it. If that's all we got, I'd be happy. So everything beyond this is just, you know, gravy. But boy, when Captain Marvel 2 comes out, I am going to be rooting for it to make over $1 billion. Just because I want to see Jeremy explode. I want to see how mad he gets when he is proven wrong twice in a row on Captain Marvel movies. And I just don't know what he's going to do. What's he going to do when that happens? He's going to freak out.
At least right now, until some old award ceremony speech gets brought up, and then we have problems. So, as the woke agenda hasn't been a success at Disney and all of Hollywood,
it's been very successful. Let's look at Disney stock price. It's going to be down recently, specifically because of COVID. But let's look over the past 5 years, because that's like when they've gotten woke. Let's even say max, okay? So, 2008 or so. 2008's when Iron Man came out. So, let's see how the woke agenda, which started probably around, oh boy, what year did the last Sky... Let's say The Force Awakens, because that's when Rey's introduced. The Force Awakens, 2015. So let's start in 2015. 2015, The Force Awakens comes out. Their stock price continues to climb up until all-time highs in 2020. Captain Marvel comes out around here somewhere, and it goes up astronomically to all-time highs, and then COVID hits and it goes down. The woke agenda, as you called it, has not hurt Marvel at all. They're fine. They're one of the most profitable companies on the planet when there isn't a global pandemic going on. What delusional world do you live in where you think that Disney was struggling before COVID?
Claim that Disney is going to...
Daddy Sume says, I disagree, Hannah. His cognitive dissonance is too firmly entrenched. He will never admit he is wrong or actually understand that he was truly wrong. He will just keep along with his grift because that's all he can do.
Purge all the SCWs and cater to the fans. This seems too good to be true. The info comes from the future ruler of the earth, Overlord DVD, now Overlord YouTube, sorry. Excellent YouTube channel, really cool character, and he...
Not an excellent YouTube channel, it's really cringe.
He's been right.
In fact, we should probably check out some of his videos on stream sometime. It'd be a good time to laugh at his ridiculousness.
A lot. He basically got everything right about the rise of Skywalker. He basically...
He got it right not because of an inside source, but because it leaked. Everyone had that information who was looking for it. I had that information prior to release. It was publicly released on, like, Reddit and 4chan. That's very different than him saying, I have a secret source inside Disney, which is what he's claiming here. Everyone had access to the Rise of Skywalker leaks. Everyone. He does not get to claim the monopoly on that when it was publicly available.
Has been...
Hell, Burger King was doing a promo in Germany where they were writing spoilers to the Rise of Skywalker on stuff. Do you remember that? Burger King. Rise of Skywalker spoilers. They were doing this promotion, the spoiler whopper, where like, oh, the video got removed, that sucks. But like, if you went in or something, and if you went in and told them a Rise of Skywalker spoiler, you'd get like a free whopper. Like, I'm not even kidding, this was a thing. This is a thing that they did, it was very interesting. Ah, the video's unavailable, that sucks. It was a really funny video. Anyway, no one gets to say, oh, and he knew all the things that were going to happen in Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, so did everyone who was looking for it. It was on the internet.
Right. Many times.
Daddy Sume, cater to fans is code for me. Cater to me. Yeah, because they're completely incapable of understanding that people who are different from them can also be fans and like things for different reasons than they like them. Logarth, thanks for continuing your 3-month subscription streak.
As you know, with Star Wars stuff. Now, who's been providing information on how Star Wars will get fixed and previously revealed information about problems with Brie Larson and Captain Marvel. Okay.
None of which were ever substantiated. They were also, again, anonymous sources in Disney. Which, how this random YouTuber somehow has a source in Disney that no one else has. He never explains, as far as I know. What a grift, though. What a fun grift. You get to come on, bait incels with your clickbait titles that are complete lies. Get their money. Not bad.
Quote.
That's the twist. I'm secretly that YouTuber all along. He wears like a helmet. Secretly, it's me, and I just use a voice changer.
Hollywood is indeed a woke wasteland
playing both sides.
And out of that wasteland, a new hope has suddenly appeared. The YouTuber does note that the information does sound too good to be true, but the info comes from a high-level source. Quote,
A high-level source. By the way, did I tell you my uncle works at Nintendo? And he told me that there's going to be a super duper Nintendo. It's going to be like a Super Nintendo, but it's even better. It's going to be 128 bits. It's got blast processing. For real, guys, my uncle works at Nintendo. I swear.
according to the source, that has been reliable in the past. The stuff that is about to hit
They, of course, don't cite how they've been reliable. What have they gotten right? Please. You had links to other articles earlier. Surely, if there were articles where you're like, wow, look at this prediction this person had, you would link them here, right? Because it would validate the fact that this source is legitimate and not just someone making things up. Seems like, by the fact that you have no actual sources on when he's been reliable, seems like you're just saying that. Weird.
the fan at Disney, says Doomcock. I am told that getting the SJWs out of Disney is now priority one, mandated by the sudden realization that sometimes cliches are cliches for a
I'm trying to
reason.
imagine a world that these people think exists where crusty old businessmen and women at Lucasfilm or at Disney even know what SJW is or means. I don't know if y'all know this, but if you're not an internet weirdo or under the age of 30, no one else knows what an SJW is. It's not a word that gets used in real life. Like, ever. Even Trump, who's like the biggest a-hole in America, doesn't get up there and go, I gotta tell you, we're having problems with the social justice warriors. I'm telling you, they're the worst. They're the worst. We gotta go out and we gotta own the social justice warriors. I saw Captain Marvel. It was awful. The Skrulls, the worst. The Skrulls are supposed to be evil. Why are the Skrulls not evil? Stupid. Logarth with 10 bits. Haha, you know what's funny? One kid in my school was like, my dad works at Nintendo, I get all the games from Japan. And everyone was like, haha, yeah, right. Turns out that guy's dad did work at Nintendo and he had a ton of Japanese MAME and Super Nintendo consoles and a ton of demo cards from Nintendo with 700 games that later went to be made into real games. Wow, you had the one kid in your school who wasn't lying about that. Every kid in America had a kid in their school like that, and you had the one that was telling the truth. Stone Corbell. My dad said alt-left the other day. I'm just waiting for him to pick up SJW from somewhere. Guess that means I'm an internet weirdo? Hey, if you're here, you're definitely an internet weirdo. The jury's in on that one.
And a new understanding at the highest level that you get woke, go broke. Whoa, he said it! He said it!
It's like bait. It's like the guy writing this article is like, well, I get more clicks. I get more clicks when I mention Jeremy. Or I get more clicks when Jeremy references my site. I better put this in here to bait Jeremy into making a video about this so I get more clicks. It's just grifting all the way down.
It's no longer...
Oh, holy crapperino. Antipodian Squid, thank you for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Wow. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You have no idea. Whew. That's awesome.
just a slogan. Yes, you heard me right. As incredible as it sounds, my source boldly claims that Disney is now only concerned with one thing: profitability. Well,
Disney's always been concerned with profitability. They're a company.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Antipodian Squid, being so close to your sub goal was bugging me. Yeah, and it didn't update all the way either. It only counted 4 of them. That's weird. What is going on with this sub goal thing? I'll manually fix it in a second. When we're done with this video, I'll manually fix it so it's correct. So we should be up to 104. I don't know why it's not counting all of them.
well, I can't imagine a time in which they weren't. The only way this is true is if Get Woke Go Broke actually financially tracks, which in some cases it doesn't. There are absolutely companies like Ben and Jerry's that it doesn't seem to affect their sales, if anything, probably in a positive way. But there are absolutely other...
It hasn't affected Disney negatively. Again, Black Panther and Captain Marvel made so much money.
Other cases where it...
Sparrowhawk TV, thank you for subscribing at Tier 1 for 2 months. I appreciate that.
Affects things negatively. He continues, the proclamation is about to be sent out to on high to every corner of the Enchanted Kingdom. Disney is a for-profit business moving forward, and from here on out, the customer comes first. The woke party is over because the mouse...
They understand that women are also customers, and people who aren't white are also customers, right? Do they not get that? I'm always confused by this. Like, they're like, customers. It's almost like they're using customers as like a dog whistle for like straight white dudes in their middle age. Like, you're not the only customers. You're not even their primary demographic they're going after.
Is awakened with a terrible hangover, and it's a new day at Disney. My source tells me that a huge policy changes are about to be made at Disney. Bad-mouthing fans, no matter what they say or what side they're on, will no longer be tolerated. Wow. I mean, look,
There's nothing funny about the
I don't have any problem with big-name actors punching down to address a particular hater or a comment or something. That they should be able to do that. It's these blanket statements about toxic fans and this and that turn...
Jeremy, you're a toxic fan. You're literally who's being talked about when people talk about toxic fans. It's you. The call was coming from inside the house. Oh, this was the Burger King ad, yeah. It's from, like, Germany, I think.
Also wirklich richtig.
Wir freuen uns sehr auf den neuen Film.
Sind Fans bereit, ihren Lieblingsfilm zu spoilern, um
Fans willing to spoil their favorite movie for a free meal at Burger King. I've been avoiding spoilers all year long. Guys, and then it's like an FU. The more I order, the more I get to know. So they get like a free Whopper or something for every spoiler that gets told to them. That makes sense. That's funny.
Okay.
Burger King.
Meinst du, der junge Bösewicht wechselt zur hellen Seite, nachdem ihn die junge Schwertfrau besiegt hat, Wopper?
Den meine ich. Die Eltern der jungen Schwertfrau wurden im Auftrag des alten Kapuzenbösewichts getötet, Coca-Cola.
Nein, da steht auch was! Na, einmal die junge Schwertfrau ist die Enkelin des alten Kapuzenbösewichts Menü. Darf es noch ein Getränk bei euch sein? Nur wenn das keinen Namen hat. Oh, komm schon.
Der junge Bösewicht stirbt.
Oh Gott, hier steht auch was drauf.
Auf dem Strohhalm?
There's even spoilers on the straws.
Und noch einmal, das haarige brüllende Tier wird versehentlich von der jungen Schwertfrau getötet, doch überlebt Onion Rings.
So everyone had these spoilers. They got posted online. All right, let me see if I can fix this. $100, 104. That's what we should be at, and end at 8/31, 2020. Subscriber goal, start goal. Oh yeah, 100. Start goal. There you go. Now it should be fixed. Sorry about that. Thank you to everyone who helped me reach my sub goal for this month, by the way. I really appreciate it.
Turns off people in droves. If it were me, I would probably have a company policy that says, no, you cannot engage with customers because it always looks bad. Engage with them in a negative light. But I understand the inclination to. No matter what is said, or no one will be and will no longer be tolerated. That goes for everyone that works at Disney, including Brie Larson, including the Lucasfilm Story Group, and everyone that Kathleen Kennedy has hired. He goes on to give an example of people at Disney attacking fans, including Ryan Johnson, Kathleen Kennedy, and Brie Larson, and Taika Waititi. Quote, I've been told explicitly that even someone like Brie Larson will no longer...
Antipodian Squid, a much more satisfying sub bar. Yes, it is. Thank you so much for helping me get to the goal. You have no idea. It's why this show happens, so I appreciate it.
Longer be able to work at Disney if she takes shots at fans. The slack attitude and tacit support implied by silence that embolden these woke wonders to hijack a corporate message and subvert corporate profits is no more.
Subvert corporate profits by raising them to the highest heights they've ever been at. Boy, would someone please subvert me that way? That'd be great.
The Lucasfilm Story Group will no longer be empowered to humiliate Luke Skywalker, to strike a blow against the
Kane Malice,
patriarchy.
thanks for
No
subscribing.
more Nick Fury be humiliated by having a cat take his eye. Get woke, go broke is a phrase that resonates with Disney now.
I guarantee no one on Disney's boards has heard that phrase. It's not something that's common parlance. Jeremy, you're being baited by the person who wrote this article and the person who made the original YouTube video into covering this because they know that when you talk about them, they get more clicks. You are being baited, Jeremy.
And positive changes are on the way if the leak
She's not taking shots at fans. She simply said she wants more minority voices in reviews. Yep.
is true. Regarding why Disney is changing things, it's explained. Economic realities of 2020, coupled with the decline in returns on properties like Star Wars, have combined to sober executives up. They realize that fans have been driven away from their precious franchises in droves by identity politics.
Not really. Again, they've posted record profits up until COVID hit, at which point every company that relied upon the public going to see things with a bunch of other people around them, whether they be restaurants that are sit down or, and even worse, honestly, because even like an Applebee's, you can do like the car side to go thing. You know, they were still making some money. Disney straight up had to be like, oh, our parks, which you need to be at in person, you can't order a Disneyland park to your house, you know? And the same with movies. They could release stuff on Disney Plus. I think they're even planning on doing so for Mulan, except you have to have a Disney Plus subscription and pay like $20, which I'm not doing. At least not. I'll amend that. If they were to release Black Widow on Disney Plus and it cost $20, I'd probably rent it. I'd prefer that over going to a theater. But either way, Disney's making no money right now because all of their avenues of profit are closed, or if they are open at a severely reduced capacity.
Now it's time to get back to doing business. Time to
it's $30? Ugh. That's a little much.
remember the old adage, the customer is always right. Investors and executives are now trying to repair the damage that has been done, erasing the sequel trilogy with the Veil of the Force, courting George Lucas to head up Lucasfilm.
Thank you for following.
The coming woke purge. All of these steps are designed to do one thing, and that is to bring fans back to Disney. Now, Disney he goes on to say that, by the way, check out his YouTube channel.
And the generation of new fans they've made with kids and little boys and girls who want to dress up as either like Poe Dameron or one of the other people, or little girls who want to go as Rey for Halloween. We're just going to spit in their faces and remove the movies that to them are Star Wars. That's a great business plan moving forward. Hey, remember the last 3 movies that you kids liked? They're gone now. Don't you want to see the adventures of 80-year-old Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker? No? Well, 40-year-olds who have nothing better to do than get drunk in their basement and pee on the floor, they certainly want it, and I guess they're our target demographic now for no reason.
Excellent. If you like this kind of leak information, he's become a guy that used to cover news, but now he's creating it. He says that Disney is well aware of what the fans think, which is something I was told last summer while at Comic-Con when I brought up the notion to Marvel insiders who filled me in on Doctor Strange 2, featuring original Marvel characters like the OG Nick Fury. Quote, they realize that allowing these woke elements to hijack
what? It's gonna involve the OG Nick Fury because it's a multiverse movie. For those of you who don't know, Doctor Strange 2 is called Doctor Strange 2 Into the Multiverse of Madness. It's being directed by Oh gosh, why am I blanking on his name? No one tell me, no one tell me. Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi, who did the original Spider-Man movies. He did the Evil Dead franchise. He's like a really fun director. He's done some really great stuff. I'm very excited for that movie. And that movie is going to involve Doctor Strange traveling throughout the Marvel multiverse. So it wouldn't surprise me if we get a reference to, like, the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. It's possible he'll pop into that universe because Sam Raimi directed those. We're going to see all sorts of different, Marvel multiverse stuff, which is a thing in the comics, and I'm excited that they're bringing it to the movies. So, if white Nick Fury shows up, it's because it's in the multiverse. He's not replacing Sam Jackson Nick Fury. That would confuse a lot of people. 99% of people know Nick Fury as Samuel L. Jackson. And by the way, making it that version of Nick Fury isn't woke. It's just Samuel L. Jackson playing him. Who cares? That's what Ultimate Nick Fury looks like. If they all of a sudden replaced, like, Samuel L. Jackson Nick Fury with some random white guy with an eye patch, everyone would be like, what? That doesn't make any sense, because it wouldn't. Winging the Ultimate Nug with 100 bits. If I want to get into Marvel, what movie and where should I get started? Oh, you haven't seen the Marvel movies. Hold on. I can help you out. MCU movies. In order. Okay, you're gonna want to watch... No, that's chronological. I want, like, in order they came out. Sorry. So you want to watch Iron Man first, which is still a good movie. It holds up. It's Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. It's really good. The Incredible Hulk came out right after that. That's the one with the guy from Fight Club as Bruce Banner. I forget his name. You could probably skip that one. It's not that great. And also they retcon it later, so he doesn't even play the Incredible Hulk later. And they basically... I think you know who the Hulk is. You don't necessarily need to sit through Incredible Hulk. Ed Norton, yeah. You can watch it either now or later if you want, but, like, it's not necessary. You don't have to watch that one. Iron Man 2, which isn't quite as good, but still it ties into, like, the Avengers, so you should watch that. Thor, so you can get who Thor is and what his deal is. Captain America the First Avenger, which is good. And then Marvel's Avengers. So I'd look at this Wikipedia article. And at least for the first phase here, the one you can skip is Incredible Hulk, but the rest I'd watch in that order. A lot of these are on Disney Plus, by the way. Not all of them, but many of them. Then there's Iron Man 3. Thor the Dark World sucks. If you want to skip Thor the Dark World, you probably can. Just know that... Just, like, look up a Wikipedia summary of Thor the Dark World. You don't need to watch it. It's boring. Captain America the Winter Soldier is great. Definitely watch that. Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the best Marvel movies, so definitely check that out. Then we get the second Avengers movies, Age of Ultron. Not as good as the first Avengers, but I thought it was okay. And then Ant-Man. Ant-Man you could probably skip if you don't want to. If you don't want to watch it. It's a little lighter, but it's fun. It's just more comedy-focused. It doesn't have a lot of, like, heavy plot stuff. At least that doesn't come up until later. Then Civil War, which is necessary. You have to watch Civil War. It's basically an Avengers movie. And plot details are relevant for later. Watch Doctor Strange. That's good. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, definitely watch. Spider-Man Homecoming, for sure watch. Thor Ragnarok, watch. It's great. Black Panther's great. Infinity War's great. Ant-Man and the Wasp, you could probably skip, but, you know, check it out. If you've gotten through, like, these movies at this point, and you're looking at Ant-Man and the Wasp, probably just watch it. Captain Marvel's good, check it out. It'll give you a backstory on Captain Marvel, and she shows up in Endgame. Then we have Endgame and Far From Home. And then we have these ones upcoming, but, yeah. The Marvel movies are a lot of fun. You know, they're not high art. They're not going to change your life. They're not, like, the best movies ever made. But they're really, really fun, entertaining superhero movies that do justice to the characters. So definitely check it out.
Projects. A tremendous amount of damage has been done.
That is true. In Thor the Dark World, Christopher Eccleston is the villain, although you'd barely know. And it's not Eccleston's fault. The villain just sucked. The writing was bad in that one.
precious brands, and they cannot allow this to continue. The executives have heard you, according
Favorite Sam Raimi Spider-Man film? Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 for sure.
to a source. They are determined to reverse course, says...
You were hoping to wait until they reboot? Oh, they're not rebooting the MCU anytime soon. Yeah, I linked the wiki, I think, didn't I? I'll link it again if you want it. They're not going to reboot it anytime soon. You don't have to watch them if you don't want to. They're just fun, you know?
Overlord DVD. I don't know if I can say his name. I don't want to get yellowed. The new policy moving forward is one of fan support and acceptance. Disney is a for-profit, and no one who works at Disney... By the way, this is also covered on Cosmic Book News, which is kind of another rumor website. But
at least he's acknowledging it's all BS. It's just a rumor website, Jeremy. It's not real, but you made a 14-minute video about it because you know your desperate fans are going to click on it because they're like, I don't like Rey. I want him to make her disappear.
But at least I know Overlord DVD or Overlord has been reliable in the past. Let's hope that this policy...
The thing you cited as being reliable was spoilers for The Rise of Skywalker, which everyone had.
Presumably coupled with exclusion of political agenda from future productions, although this was not specified, will bring fans back into the Disney fold. I mean, I don't know. It's funny. Let's just pretend. Let's just stick together. Let's all just be happy that this is even a possibility.
It's not a possibility. You're being lied to. Stop lying to your followers, Jeremy. You know this isn't going to happen.
The like button. Leave a happy, positive, Patty comment in the comment section down below. And let's just, rumors are just that. They're rumors. I don't think that there's going to be a pink slip that goes out that says, "Oh, is your hair blue? And do you have, pronouns in your bio? Oh, you're fired." I don't think that's going to happen.
No! Telling people what your pronouns are? What a nightmare! What is with these people? They're such snowflakes. Pronouns in bio! Ah! Grow up, guys. The reason people put pronouns in bio is for one of two reasons. Firstly, often people who are trans will do so. I don't because I'm already real short on space in my bio on Twitter. I used to, but I don't anymore just so I can fit other stuff in there. But people who are trans will often do that so they don't get misgendered. And secondly, a lot of people put them in their pronouns in their bio to show solidarity with trans people and to normalize the practice. Pretty simple. So if you're like, pronouns in bio, you're basically just saying fuck trans people. So maybe stop.
I see them having a policy that is kind of against arguing with fans. Yes. That hasn't been the biggest problem with Disney. Part of the problem with Disney is bending the knee to the CCP in China. That's been a huge turnoff for fans. It's hiring actors.
Welcome to America, where capitalism dictates that the people who pay you money get to decide what your messaging is. So if it's China, yeah, they're gonna do awful stuff. That's kind of a symptom of capitalism.
And actresses based on the color of their skin and their gender rather than their suitability for the particular role.
The thing is, no matter who the person is, people like you, Jeremy, if the person's like a person of color or if they're a woman or whatever, you always assume it's because of that instead of because they were the best for the role. It's like you inherently think if they cast a woman or a minority, they must only have been picked for that reason, because it's like you're incapable of understanding that the best person for the role might just be a woman, might just be someone who's part of a racial minority group. Can you get past that? Can you understand that white dudes aren't inherently the best at everything? Because it's kind of telling that that's how you frame it every time. ZTDVI, thank you for your 2-month streak. Keep on kicking ass and taking names. Thank you.
I mean, I definitely think there are better people to play Captain Marvel, but, there are better people to play the Incredible Hulk too. I never really liked Mark Ruffalo. Maybe that's just.
Oh, I like Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. I think he's good. I think he plays a good Bruce Banner. I'll put it this way. I think he plays a good Bruce Banner. I'm questionable on the smart Hulk thing they've done in the more recent movies. I get that's a thing in the comics. I know that happens in the comics, but I prefer Bruce Banner and the Hulk to be separate entities. So I think he plays a really good Bruce Banner. He's affable. He's kind of timid. At least at times, he gets out of his shell a little bit more as the series goes on. And he's just sort of like vulnerable, and then Hulk is like this crazy, you know, animalistic monster. I like that. I think Mark Ruffalo does a good job.
Because I don't like him IRL, and I've never been able to separate those two things.
Oh, literally, it's for political reasons. Jeremy doesn't like Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner because he's politically liberal. Oh no, Mark Ruffalo said something bad about Trump. I don't like the Hulk now.
He's better than Edward Norton was, probably. But
see, I didn't like Edward Norton's Random Guy 2324 Reels as I liked Edward Norton better. I didn't like Edward Norton in the Hulk very much. I didn't buy him as Bruce Banner. He always seemed, I don't know, he seemed too in control, and that's just because it's Edward Norton, and I don't like that. With Ruffalo, I always get the feeling that he's just barely hanging on to control of himself, whereas Norton, I always felt like he was very calculating, and he was very, you know, oh, I am the Hulk, I am Bruce Banner, I need to stay calm, I'm meditating,
it's fun to dream. Dream a little dream with me, my friends.
Who do I think portrays the best Peter Parker? Probably the guy who's him now. I forget his name off the top of my head. Whatever his name is. I think the current one plays the best Peter Parker. I think he plays the best, how do I put this? Overall Spider-Man. Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I think Tobey Maguire played a pretty good Peter Parker, but he wasn't very good as Spider-Man. Does that make sense? Like, he had the nerdy, reserved, I work for the Daily Bugle thing down, but when he put the mask on, I never got Spider-Man from him. Spider-Man's supposed to be very quippy and, like, I don't know. And I never got that from him. And then Andrew Garfield, those movies were not very good and the scripts were terrible. But, like, he played an okay Spider-Man, but his Peter Parker was just ridiculous. And he was trying to be this, like, I'm cool, I skateboard, I'm cool Peter Parker, which completely misses the point. But current guy, Tom Holland, he, I think, does good in both. And I think the writing's a little bit better in terms of characterization. The Sam Raimi movies a lot of people like better. I don't. I like the MCU ones better because I think it better fits who Spider-Man is. But, you know.
Enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
So yeah, Jeremy literally just fan fictioning with his fans. Very strange. Very, very strange.